we're still in the thick of summer, and if you're like me living in Southern California, you're in the middle of a horrible heat wave. It's been 2 weeks with pretty much no relief. Now, something about summer for me is it kind of is a time where I just feel like I absolutely have to stay in shape. It's time for family reunions, attending weddings, it's bikini weather, it's time for vacation, and so there's just so many reasons to stay fit, and there's a ton of reasons for those who aren't fit to get fit. And what I found is, especially people who are busy professionals, is that when they want to lose weight, they'll lean on these frozen meals such as Lean Cuisines. And so I want to talk about those. I brought one today, and this is the cheese ravioli Lean Cuisine. It's only 220 calories. It seems great, except for, well, I would like to point out, how on earth are you going to get full from 7 ravioli with a little sauce for a whole work day? The other thing is that the sodium is really high. It says 27%, but that's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. As a young woman, if I were to want to lose weight, I would go down to a 1,200 calorie diet. So that means this 27% is not an accurate percentage. I'm probably going to get more like 40% of my sodium just on a 220 calorie meal. That's not to mention snacks and whatever other diet foods I eat. So with the Lean Cuisines, I know that this is something that a lot of people turn to, but I would encourage you to go the other route, which is to make it yourself. Be inspired by what Lean Cuisine is doing, but do your own portions and figure that out. So one thing that I would encourage you to use a lot of is your measuring cup. Measuring cups, although it seems a little tedious when you're making your meals to stop and measure everything, this is really going to help you keep with your proper portions. One way we really go over calories, or maybe just me, is pasta and rice and quinoa. These are so yummy, but they can be really high in calories. So when I use my measuring cup, I will measure out 1/4 of a cup of dry rice, and that's how much I'll cook. And if I'm making for the week, I'll measure out a whole cup and I'll divide it into 4. So that's one way that you can stay within your calorie range. And I really encourage you, switch it up. Have quinoa one week, have brown rice the next. Some of these take a while to cook, so maybe make it at the beginning of the week. If your week starts Monday, make it Sunday night. Get some of those Ziploc containers and divide it up and get ready to go. Now, another thing, it's very simple, but just, measuring spoons. I know that we all have them. Most people don't take them out until they're baking, but measuring spoons, this is a tablespoon. To me, that doesn't seem all that big. I know I can probably kill about 4 of these when I'm having peanut butter, but think about it. If you have twice the amount of peanut butter you're supposed to have, you've just gone over by 200 calories. So it's really important to measure, for salad dressings, especially oil, because any serving of oil is going to be 120 calories. So you definitely want to use your measuring spoons. And even if you want to go a step further and get a scale to measure your food that way, that's fantastic. Now, Lean Cuisine, I want to go back to them. They have a great formula down. It's some type of a grain or starch, a lean protein, veggies, and then a super delicious sauce. Now, why can't you do that at home? I'm sure that you can, actually. And so what I would encourage you to do is just find different combinations and keep it exciting, keep it fresh. Even switch it up during the week. Use those same veggies in a fresh salad. Use them again in a casserole. Switch it up. And try to think, even though veggies do have calories in them, try not to restrict yourself as much in that area so that you can fill up on that fiber and get your antioxidants in, and really, really stick to your lean proteins, whether you're vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, whatever it is. Stick to the lean proteins. And as far as sauces, less oil is better, more vinegar is better. So if you're making like vinaigrettes or different things, definitely use the oil, but measure out. So for me, when I measure out with a teaspoon, and that's how much oil I'll use in my salad dressing. So I hope these tips helped, and I would love to hear in your comments below how you were able to use some of these ideas to come up with some great food for your diet.